Hey guys, so I am a man. The gender assigned to me at birth was male. I do manly things. I lift weights. I drive a pickup truck. I own firearms. I know how to box. I served in the military. I present as very manly. I'm over 6 feet tall. I have broad shoulders. I have fairly big hands. So I say what I'm about to say as a man. Why are men so emotional? The greatest thing that the population of men on this planet have managed to do is convince the world that it's women who are the emotional ones. Now, hear me out. Homicide rates, violent crimes, assaults, disproportionately done by men, starting wars, almost totally done by men. I think exclusively done by men. I guess there's the Boudica, the legendary hero. She may have started a war. I'm pretty sure Joan of Arc didn't start the war. So maybe there's a few women who start. I guess even when they try to say a woman started a war, it's like, Helen, the face that launched 1,000 ships. And she didn't really start the war. It was just a bunch of emotional men who started that war. So once again, men start the wars. But when we do these things, these aren't emotional acts. You nearly beat a man in public. You just get a little you don't get emotional. You're passionate. You're strong, but you're not emotional. All right? These are not emotional acts. But if you cry, that's emotional. So we've managed to convince the world that beating a man half to death is not as emotional as crying because you had a bad day. It's kind of amazing. I have a theory about it though. And my theory is that anger is an amusement park that men get to go to, but women are excluded from. Because if a woman gets angry, boy, that's a negative. If a woman gets angry, she's being emotional, and we can't have emotion. We can't have that. So it is this amusement park that depending on what tier of man you are, you can reside in. You can visit this amusement park. Now let me explain that. I'm allowed to get angrier than a black woman, but I can't get angry or as angry as a white man because there's something called the angry black man. And if I go out in public and I get too angry, I become the angry black man. And there's nothing more dangerous in American society than the angry black man. And my days will be numbered. But I can still get angrier, definitely get angrier than a black woman. Because there's another thing called the angry black woman. And wow, I'm not a woman, but I'll let somebody else explain the angry black woman. And yeah, so anger is something we can do. Here's the thing. It's nice to cry. Crying is so much better than getting angry. Crying is actually healthy. If I go too long without crying, I'll actually, let's say like a year, because I don't really cry that much. I'm not a crier. I just don't cry that often. But I think it's cathartic. So if I go too long without crying, maybe a year and a half, I'll think of something that makes me cry. I know it sounds weird, but it's like a thing. I'm just like, I need to cry. I haven't cried. I don't feel like crying. I'm going to cry. So usually it's one of two things. It'll either be the end of The Color Purple when Celie's doing that thing. That gets to me if I think about it too much. Or the end of Ghost where Patrick Swayze is talking to Demi Moore and he's like, it's so beautiful, and he's about to cross over to the other side. Patrick Swayze was awesome. God damn, Patrick Swayze was so great. Have you ever seen Roadhouse? I need to talk about Roadhouse. Roadhouse is such a good movie. It's such a good bad movie. It's great. It's like when it can't get any better, it's like you have Patrick Swayze and he's doing kung fu and philosophy and blue jeans and he's doing shirtless Tai Chi. And then just when it can't get any better, Sam Elliott shows up with his mustache and doing that thing he does where he kind of looks from the sky. It's such a good movie. Roadhouse is such a great movie. And the thing that gets me about Roadhouse is that he has unprotected sex with his doctor. He's a drifter and she's just letting him on the wall and it's a brick and it's crazy. I got to talk about Roadhouse. But anyway, Patrick Swayze is great. Patrick Swayze would cry. He's a man who could kick your ass, dance, and cry. And, and people would say he was being emotional. I don't know. But yeah, we've managed to convince the world, more than 50% of the population, women, that they're the emotional ones. Even a woman can see her boyfriend, her significant other, her male partner, beat the hell out of a guy, and she'll still be convinced that it's women who are the emotional ones. It's kind of great. Anyway, thank you.